So
and now
I watched this funny video where it was like, when you've been together so long, absolutely everything annoys you. Did I send it to you? Or
was it the sneezing one?
Yes.
Stephanie? Daryl sent me that one to me as well. Apparently she's like, ah! Here's the deal.
So me.
You only get to sneeze once in my presence.
Oh my God.
If you sneeze twice, I'm going to be like, what's wrong with you?
Jerry stopped blowing his nose in front of me.
Good.
Because I'm like, why do you come into the kitchen to blow your nose?
You know what?
And if you're going to, walk over there so that you're not blowing into smithereens everything. You're in the kitchen.
Do you know? This is something. Okay, wait. Let's start the show. Ready?
Yeah.
Because I have a list.
Oh, no.
It's not a bad list.
No,
but I think you'll agree with me. It's something I wanted to talk to you about.
We started to talk about what bitches we've been. Well, you did. And then I was like, I'm right there with you this week.
I'm not being a bitch to others, just in my brain. Actually, that's not true.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. Ugh. What episode is it? Get out of here. Just get that out.
We have to let out one of the varmints. So yeah, this morning
we're a professional get-up right here. God damn it.
This morning I woke up. I'm in the kitchen, and last night I made at my son's request I made a cake. So it was later in the evening when I made it, and you know, cakes have to cool before you can ice them or frost them.
Yeah, they'll melt.
So I'm waiting, and it's literally taking forever. And I'm like, I am ready to pass out. Like, I was so tired. So I decided to cover it up and put it in the refrigerator. And,
I was going to say, why didn't you just put it in the freezer?
And then do it in the morning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I did. So first thing this morning, I wake up and I'm like, my son's going to want this cake that I didn't frost last night. So I take it out. I was just getting everything set up. I was kind of letting the frosting get room temperature, and here comes my husband tootling in, and I'm like, and he's decided that at this moment that I'm getting ready, he's going to feed the cats their wet food. And I'm immediately annoyed. Like, really, you have to do this right now because you're going to fling a little crumb of
kibble into the cake.
No, it was wet food. So when you open the lid, it's going to go flying, and
the wetness of the lid,
the juice is going to get on my perfectly vanilla cake. Yeah. So I'm just annoyed. I'm like, and he's doing it right next to me. And I was going to say several counter choices. I was going to say, and he chose mine. So why? I finally was like, and I didn't even say it because I could feel it in my mind. I'm like, ooh, this is pissing you off bad. So I was like, you know what? Can you just do that on another counter? Since I'm in the process of frosting this, and I don't want
for humans, and I don't want cat food.
Turkey and liver.
I don't want cat juice on
my So he's like, I was going to, and everything.
Were you though? Because you're not. Because here we are.
He wasn't going to. And so the way he said it, he's like, I was going to. No. I was going to, and I'm like,
when?
No, I didn't say anything. I paused, but just the tone of his voice, the way he said it to me, I go, yes. You know what? I was just asking. I go, I didn't think that was an asshole question, and I didn't deserve an asshole response.
It is 7:30 in the morning.
And so he turns around and goes, well, don't you know? My middle name is asshole.
Like, actually, I did know that.
No, he was being like, it's all you ever call me. So he was slithering off. I'm like, it's slither away.
It's one of those weird things where I do like all of our social media on certain days of the week. Okay. And it takes too much time. I don't like doing it, but if I don't do it, then no one knows we exist.
Right.
So I have to do it. And there's a lot of things that require it. So I set times during the week to do these things. So generally speaking, on Monday, I do a lot of social media work on Monday, and then I do a lot midweek. So anyway, it was last week, and it was Wednesday, and I'm sick of it. I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to look at another screen as long as I live, after I've done all of this. So I do it upstairs where it's quiet because I need to focus.
Right.
Because I'm not very good at it either. That's the other thing.
Yes, you are.
Because to make it look effortless.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
It's like doing calculus.
Yeah.
So I come downstairs, and I'm like, okay, it's after 12. I need coffee. I want coffee. And I've really gotten into coffee lately. I give zero fucks. I'm drinking whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I also realized that my whole world revolves around liquids.
Same.
All water, coffee, booze, or wine mostly.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know why that is, but all of them bring me joy.
And you've actually always been that way too.
Mom used to say that she raised a bunch of camels.
Yeah.
Because all she did, she goes, all I do is buy liquids for you people to hydrate. I feel like that's all I spend my money on. I'm like, you know what? Accurate.
It's true.
It's the same.
I literally ordered an Instacart order the other day. It was $90, and I think there was one box of crackers and some Pokey.
And the rest,
everything else was Gatorade,
liquids.
Juice, tea, lemonade. I mean, I was so thirsty. I was like, no.
And I wonder if Daryl is kind of like, God, this woman drinks so many things. But to make me happy, he just has to give me something that's liquid. It's fine. Would you like a coffee, champagne, water? What do you need? Anything.
Yeah.
We have it all.
And my son's always like coming in the room.
It's like a 7-Eleven in our pantry.
I love it too.
I do too.
He comes in the room. I have my Ugg glass filled with ice and some kind of liquid and a straw. And he's like, ooh, what is that? I'm like, it's delicious. It's Gatorade. And it's fruit punch. Do you want some?
He's like, yes.
Yep. He'll come slurp it up.
Anyway, so I come downstairs and because I'm not really good at it, I'm really frustrated with myself. It's just one of those things. So I come and I have like a little cloud over my head, but nothing major.
Yeah.
It's just not easy for me. And anything that's hard, I'm like, I'm going to have a coffee.
Yeah.
The second he hears me stir, he's up out of his office. Suddenly he has no work and he's right there. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, oh no, I just thought I'd bring in my mug, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I side eye him. I'm like, do you hear me moving and decide this is the time?
Yeah.
To be in my presence, like every time.
They're like meat bees around a picnic.
Yes, they are. They are meat bees. Oh my God, that's the new name. Okay, so white trash is Forkies, and men who come in when you're trying to just exist are meat bees.
I tiptoe in there hoping no one will hear me.
And all of a sudden it's like, hey, you hear the thug, thug, thug. You're
oh
like, no!
God, I get so irritated. And I'm just like,
and the thing is, it's like,
I've said this on the show before. I'm like, you are everywhere.
It's like, I don't hate his presence.
I don't.
It's just the timing is not great.
You know what? And not only that, but when you are the matriarch of your home and everybody pretty much follows they sing to your tune.
Yes.
Including the animals.
Yes.
Nowhere you go is private or safe from someone or something.
And you know what's funny is if you decide to become a mother and you have the privilege of being at home to raise your children when they're little.
Yeah.
You will know that you don't even have the privilege of peeing alone. They will, the second you skirt out to take a crap or pee, you've got little fingers under the door. Mom, what are you doing? Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry. You know, they're like instantly like,
hit me. No, I didn't.
Immediately. And you're like, may I please pee in silence? Like you can't.
I'm telling you.
So
both of my dogs come in while I pee every single time. And if I don't, they sit outside and go,
yeah. So it's the same. And so I'm like, I really thought that those days were behind me.
No.
But they never will end.
No.
The other day, I was peeing, and here's the thing. We have a downstairs bathroom by Daryl's office. I never use it. I just don't. It's
the guest bathroom mostly, or Daryl's, right?
And not only that, but it's like I hate going in there because it needs to be completely renovated, and we're on the cusp of doing it. And every time I'm in there, I'm sitting down.
It's just a reminder.
And I'm sitting down, going, okay, this is going to be this color. I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy this. And so I sit there for a little extra longer, looking around, reminding myself what we're going to do in there.
Yeah.
And so when Daryl's got work calls, and we're going to be changing this eventually, I actually am going to move into this office.
Yes.
All of that. But for now, I'm in there. So I have my headphones on so I don't have to hear him bellowing about the same shit every day, which is fine because, hey, it pays the bills. It's fine. It's fine.
It's his job.
But I have my headphones on. So I'm in the bathroom with my headphones on because I'm listening to something and I'm peeing. And all of a sudden, and I can't because they're soundproof.
Yeah. You can't hear anything.
Daryl decides the second I get up to go pee, he doesn't know where I'm at. So he gets up and he opens the goddamn bathroom door.
And you're like,
and I'm like,
excuse me?
Get out. I was like
in your worst demon voice.
I'm like, what are you doing? Well, he's like, I'm sorry. I called for you and you didn't answer. And the bathroom door is shut for a reason.
Thank you.
I knocked. I'm like, did you think I was unconscious? I've been in here for 30 seconds. I was mortified.
I was mortified.
I was like, get out. And I was mad for a very long time. I couldn't get over it. I'm like, I don't understand your lack of manners. When a door is shut, you don't. I knocked. I'm like, I was not missing. I wasn't missing. I was just peeing?
Because, and the thing is like, it could have been at
and I was literally pulling on my pants. I mean, it was just so
No,
awful.
I hear you, but no, I agree with you.
We are too old for this shit. What are you doing? What are we doing?
That's what I tell Jerry. I'm like, there's only two reasons why a door is shut. Either one, someone is occupying the space behind the door, or two, somebody has done something so atrocious that you need not enter unless the door is open again later.
You can definitely inquire about either.
Thank you.
It's fine. Like, I mean, Daryl will literally text me when I'm upstairs. Why couldn't he have just said, "Are you in the bathroom?" I had my phone.
Yeah, of course he did. Fine. Yeah, we all do.
I mean, he could have just said, "Hey, are you in there? Is everything all right?" I'm like, for the love of Christ,
God, leave me alone.
My brother in Christ, I am urinating. Please leave me alone. Just let me live my life.
If I had your house, I would find the farthest bathroom away.
The thing is I normally go into the inner confines of my own bedroom, and that is my bathroom. But it was like, I just have to pee really quick, and then I have to get back to what I'm doing.
Right.
But no,
which makes perfect sense.
One would think, but
it's like 5 feet from where you were working.
But no. I'm like, I just don't get it. And so I think that, the pandemic has made us far too close.
Well, we spend a lot of time together now too, because everybody can work from home.
Yes.
Or there's a lot of things we can do from home, or that we do from home now that we didn't before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last night I made tacos and everybody was eating. Apparently Jerry found something disgusting it was like a wad of fur. When you have animals, you will find dust bunnies that are like the same size as a cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, he found one. So he brought it in to the kitchen and put it in the trash. And
did it fly out?
It was big. No, but
was there anything to it? Or was it just fur?
Generally, I don't know. I mean, it was just, he got it from behind something. Like behind it.
So like a dust bunny.
But big. Still disgusting nonetheless.
Yeah.
Proceeds to walk right back to where he was and continued eating.
He didn't want to wash his hands?
We were eating tacos. We weren't eating a knife and fork entree.
I assumed that you were like, were you going to wash
my jaw was on the floor. I think I even said something as he's walking back. I'm like, you are going to wash your hands. And then he put taco in his mouth. And I'm like,
oh.
And he looked at me. He's like, what? I go, you are a literal pig.
You don't even know what's on your hands.
I'm like, my God, you savage.
Do you know? Okay. Do you know?
God, I was pissed.
Do you know how many times?
Sweating talking about it. Literally is making me have those hot flashes that you get when you're going to get in a car accident and your body's like, really quick.
Do you know how many times Daryl and I are about ready to like get busy? And,
oh no.
And I go, have you washed your hands? He's like, of course. And I'm like, he goes, why do you ask me that? I'm like,
of course, like we didn't need to ask, but that's bullshit.
Come on, man. I mean,
you needed to ask. And I don't know that I believe you.
You know what?
I'm not talking about Daryl. I'm saying me.
In general terms, I don't know. Anyway, I saw something the other day. It made me laugh. And I thought I would share it with you because we do choose to vent to each other on the show.
I know.
Which is fine. But it said, things that make me instant rage. Insta rage. And I was like, I am sure there are things that make me insta rage. Like where I can control myself, but in my mind I'm seething like immediately.
Right.
One of them is people who are slow anywhere.
God.
Literally anywhere. I don't even care where it is.
Please move at a glacial pace.
There's,
you know how much it
thrills me. Yes. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be at the grocery store. You could just be browsing and I'm like, I give zero fucks if you have all day. I don't. Move out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't say
even if I have all day, I still don't move slowly in general.
No, I have a narrative in my brain and I know that one day I will probably suffer an aneurysm because of it.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to project my deal onto this slow individual, but you're really annoying.
Oh my God.
Same with people who drive. Okay, so we were driving somewhere the other day and we were in the far right lane, which is in California, the slow lane.
The slow lane, yes.
And there was a man driving like 40 miles an hour and Daryl was getting furious. I'm like, listen, dude, this is where he belongs.
He's in the slow, at least he's not in the one of the other.
I respect what he's doing right now. Right. Get the fuck out of the lane,
and that pisses me off because a lot of people will choose to use the slow lane to pass. Yes. Because the majority of people are in the other three lanes that are going a little bit faster, but they're not apparently fast enough. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use the slow lane. And if you happen to be the one car that's in my way when I want to pass in the slow lane, I am going to ride your ass like a motherfucker. And I'm like, I'm in the slow lane. My exit is right fucking there.
I'm where I belong.
Should I slam on my gas so that I can go 5 more miles an hour so you can pass everybody?
It's so true.
You asshole.
I'm like, the slow lane is for this person. Right. And I always tell the kids when I was teaching them how to drive, I'm like, when you get on the freeway, if you're not confident, just stay in the far right lane. No one cares. That's where you belong.
That's where you are. That's where we want you.
That's where people who are frightened or maybe elderly or just simply hate driving
or disabled or can't see well
or their exit's coming. Either way, this is
thank you. This is
where you belong.
Legitimate reasons to be in the slow lane.
This is where you belong. I'm like, some bully has no business being in that lane if they're just trying to get around.
Right.
And I hate those people too. But the insta rage of being in the far left lane and going 55, I want to hit you with my car.
And they're like, I'm not going at 5 miles. I'm not going 1 mile an hour faster.
I am obeying the law.
It's like, well, get over, bitch. There's 3 other lanes for you to be obeying the law in.
God, it's so true. And then the other thing that makes me insta rage is the multiple sneeze.
Oh, Jamie.
Now, I realize that this is a natural occurrence. This isn't something that people have full control over.
It's involuntary to an extent.
To a degree. But if you're going
just goes to show you how controlling you and I are.
I know.
Because we actually think like, you need to stop that.
First of all, you don't
have to sneeze.
Listen,
I pinch your nose
if I can control it, you can control it. All right? So when I'm completely by myself, I can sneeze multiple times because no one's going to know.
Right.
And that's fine. If you're alone, sneeze your heart out.
Right. Thank you.
I don't care. Sneeze away. But if you're in my presence, you get one. You do it again, I'm going to be like looking up at you with just the eyes.
And coughing is very similar to me.
And here's the thing. We weren't raised with the whole bless you situation. Right. So I'm never comfortable doing bless you. It's not a natural thing for me. So I try because some people really appreciate it.
Right.
So Daryl will see, I'm like, bless you. He's like, thank you. And then he'll do it 3 more times. I'm like, okay, you're done.
You don't get a bless you every time you do it.
You're done. And if he sneezes twice, he gets angry because he knows that I'm mad.
Feel your...
or that I'm just like, control yourself.
Oh yeah. I mean, I pretty much, we talked about it. Now I started my period today. So thank God everyone's going to be like, fuck, she's returning to normal because she's been Satan for like 3 days. Because yesterday Jerry said something else to me. Poor thing. It's the weekend. So he's stuck with me no matter what. And I can't remember what it is. And I was like, you know what? Go cough somewhere. Like, preferably in the garage.
Go cough elsewhere.
Because he was coughing. He's been coughing for the last couple of days. I think it's allergies, but it's like,
oh, for sure.
I can hear him I'm in my room. You're like secluded from everyone. Like, leave me alone.
You're like the Exorcist.
There's
baby.
a do not disturb sign on my door. Yeah. And I heard him coughing. I'm like, I'm rolling my eyes in my bedroom.
You need soundproof headphones.
So I can walk around with them on all the time.
So you can be like, I can't hear you. I am hypersensitive to your ridiculousness.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, so those definitely are insta rage. Okay, total change of subject. I saw a photo, and I don't know if it was doctored or not, but Kim got some fillers.
Oh, yeah, they all do.
And people are saying that she's going to look like Donatella in like 3 years. Donatella Versace. They're like, she's so close to looking like Donatella with these fillers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, what a weirdo.
I know. And I'm like, God,
why does anybody want to look like anyone else?
She's stunning, though. Why would you do that? Yeah. Donatella looks weird. Like, she's got a very strange face.
Well, I mean, they've all done...
You go crazy.
They've all done so much.
The filler thing. I mean, I remember when I started getting Botox and I told the doctor, and she's like, well, what are your goals? I'm like, I don't want to look like a Real Housewife.
Right?
I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like a cat. I don't want to look like a Bratz doll.
No.
I just want to look like me, but I don't want these deep lines anymore.
Younger.
Yeah, well, I don't even need to look younger. I just don't want certain lines anymore.
If I can, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, easy. I'm like, okay, great. And so I think considering what I do versus what some of these Real Housewives
they really
do,
try to, yeah.
Did you see Lisa Rinna?
Oh my God.
She got the bowl haircut going at the I think it was, Paris Fashion Week.
So she got canceled from Real Housewives.
She got fired.
Right.
I don't know anything about that.
No, they're done with her. She's been on for like 10 seasons.
Yeah,
they're like, look, you're old. We're done with you.
Yeah, it's over.
Like we need
new fresh.
Yes,
people.
which they do.
But she had the Dorothy Hamill thing going, and I'm like, what is happening? Why are we regressing?
I can't stand,
what are we doing?
I don't hate Lisa Rinna. I didn't hate her on the show. What I hate about her is that and this is so typical because she's such an elitist that she, they cannot not, and they're narcissistic. You're like, they cannot not be. And she's like, okay, I'm not on Real Housewives anymore.
Yeah.
Both my daughters are pseudo, what do you call them? The high fashion models.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
they walk in runways.
Yes,
and
you're
they're
right.
in
So she's
Vogue
got to be a
and-
part of it.
Yeah, and she was always like, look, when I was younger, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a runway model, but I wasn't pretty enough, so I never got it. Well, now her daughters are. And so now
Harry Hamlin is stunning. He's a very handsome man.
Oh, he's gorgeous. I think their marriage is fake. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Maybe not. They've been together for a long ass time. Maybe he just really loves her and she doesn't act like a fucking weirdo when they're alone.
I don't think so. I think it's all for show.
Because he's super normal.
He seems normal, but I've never heard... I've heard someone say, if you're in Hollywood and you know actors, there's not a normal one in the bunch.
That's true.
They're all crazy.
That's true.
And I'm like, really? That's sad.
Yeah. And her daughters are crazy too, by the way. Crazy is a bad term. I don't like that because they have mental health issues.
Or they're just in a bubble that is unrelatable.
Well, Amelia's had a really bad eating disorder.
Oh, no.
She's been hospitalized for her
that's
mental
awful.
health.
Oh.
She's not good stuff.
Okay, no. That's serious.
She's gone on her
That's
Instagram in the
serious.
middle of the night and made these weird videos that were
shit.
scary,
yeah, that ain't good.
intervention type stuff. So yeah. So clearly, and a lot of times these kids, these products of these famous people, they all kind of end up that way.
Well, you know what I love? I don't love it that they're like that, but I do like that they're like, no, that's not real. I'm real. This is what's really going on.
Yeah.
I'm ill and I have an eating disorder because
my mother also has an eating disorder.
Exactly.
Lisa Rinna is like not
so
normal.
thin.
People tell her that, that they're like, look, if you're ever in like a real place with Lisa Rinna, she does not eat.
It's so weird to me. And you know what's funny? I could never be famous. I know I could never do it. I could
love
never.
to eat.
We love food so much.
Well, and by the way, you need food.
Well, you kind of need it to live.
So she doesn't eat, and she works out constantly, and she does nothing but drink water. And vodka.
Oh, how nice. On that note, so they released a date for season 2 of And Just Like That, which is the Sex and the City. Right. Now, I know you did not complete the first season.
Almost, but
it was a massive letdown.
Yes.
The first season was terrible.
That's why I couldn't get through
and
it.
I fully blame Cynthia Nixon. I hate what she's done. So,
but I mean, I blame her, but whoever wrote the show.
Well, they were all actively participating.
And why do I always say
Sarah
that?
Jessica Parker?
Yeah, she's an executive
SJP.
producer, and she works directly with the dude. So I mean, to me,
Michael
it's
Patrick
her.
King.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal.
Her vision.
So Raven Simone, you know who Raven Simone is? Okay, so she is a lesbian,
right?
And
in real life,
yes, and she's married and all the things. She plays That's So Raven. Yeah. It was a great show back in the day in the 90s. We all watched it. We loved it. Whatever.
Yes.
So it's back, and she's an adult in a new version of that, and she has kids and all the things.
Right.
And they're just like, how come your character's not gay? She should be gay, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm playing a character. My character's never been gay. So why would I put that on my character? That's silly. That's not real. It's a made up character.
Thank you.
And I'm like, can someone pass a note to Cynthia Nixon? Please? Because it does the reason why I think And Just Like That season 1 did not jibe with a lot of people was because they were talk about woke. This is what this was.
And it was so over the top.
It was over the top, trying to quote unquote educate the viewers. And it's like, we don't need an education. We're all quite aware of how the world works.
Thank you.
We all didn't live in a bubble. We're not Carrie Bradshaw.
Right.
We get it. We all hate Carrie Bradshaw,
actually. Yeah.
When you go back and look at her, God, she was terrible. So there have been a lot of they're dropping a lot of quote unquote spoiler
Are they doing it again? Are they going to do the same shit they did in the first season?
It looks very different. First of all, Aiden is fully back.
Yeah.
There are photos of them kissing, holding hands.
So obviously he's going to be either divorced or a widow. He can't be a widow because she is.
It's going to be something, but somehow
too similar.
I don't know, if it's going to last. I don't know. I mean, the last time we saw her, she was fucking her podcast producer, so we don't really know what's going on.
Right.
She looks markedly better. So I think I'm starting to believe that either they're like, okay, no one's understanding that 55 is old, so we need to make you look like you're actually 55 instead of 75.
Right?
Like, oh, wouldn't that be nice?
I know.
Wouldn't that be nice?
They even tried to make Charlotte look old. I'm like,
what? I mean, it's so ridiculous. So
the dumbest thing.
So Sarah Jessica and Cynthia Nixon is back with red hair, and she looks smart again. She's dressing like normal.
Can we talk about the fact that you're a partner in a law firm and not just a lesbian? Like,
well,
that's not your only.
Well, she quit everything during the pandemic. She's not anything anymore.
Oh,
she wants to be a part. She wants to fight for the man.
Right.
So she's going to be, a pro bono attorney and advocate. Right.
That's right.
But she's back in New York. So, whatever. Che is around. And apparently it's a now deleted photo, but there were scenes of them arguing.
Okay.
So, but now it's been deleted. So I don't know, maybe it hit too close to the plot. So we weren't allowed to see it. But anyway, Sarah looks like Carrie Bradshaw again.
They cannot build this show up enough to recover from what happened. No one's going to be like dying with bated breath.
All I can say is this. They are going to have to do a massive flip on the plots and the characters for me to be bought in, because so far, horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hate watch it because
I'll hate watch it too. I mean, but like what happened with me in the last one is I watched it until I just couldn't,
well,
it got this is so uninteresting to me. It was just boring.
Well, not only that, but it was so disappointing that these women who lived in New York were so out of touch with reality. Like it's so not like their characters.
Right. It was so not. Yeah.
So it'll be, I'm going to watch it.
I was just watching.
And by the way, Aiden looks amazing.
He's so cute.
I saw him in an airport in Vegas once.
He's tall.
Corbett.
Yeah.
What's
John Corbett.
Stephanie, he is so handsome in real life.
You know who his lifelong partner is,
He said hello to me when I was walking by. I mean, nothing.
Because you looked at him like, I know you.
I think so. But he was actually, and I don't know if he does it anymore, but he was in a band for a really long time. Yeah. He makes music and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I walked by and I was like, holy shit, that's Aiden. He was grizzled and he had a cowboy hat on and a denim shirt, just like you would want Aiden to look.
That's how he is.
That's how he is in real life.
His partner
who is it?
Bo Derek.
Oh my.
They're almost 20 years apart.
Stephanie.
But they own this humongous ranch in California.
That makes me so happy.
And all she does.
That's perfect.
She doesn't work anymore, right?
Well, she doesn't have to.
She's in her 60s. All she does is take care of their animals and ride horses. I mean, they're full
That's because
ranch.
she's cute. She doesn't have to work.
You should see her. She's gorgeous.
Of course she is.
Yes, she's older now, but she's so
stunning.
gorgeous. Yeah.
I saw him and I went, God, he is exactly who you would want him to be. Like literally. And
so
he's
can you imagine
so good
him?
looking.
He's like 6'2",
he's very tall.
Little tiny teeny Bo Derek. That's so beautiful. They're like the perfect couple.
You know what? I'm happy for them.
Yeah. They've been together forever.
That is good.
They're like Goldie and Kurt, where they're like, we're never getting married. Like, we don't need to do that, but they've been together forever.
I want to be Goldie so bad. Like, I just want to be her. You know what I admire about Goldie Hawn, honestly, is her attitude towards everything. She does not have bitch sessions. She doesn't get angry at slow browsers. She just lives her best life. She breathes. She does yoga. She's happy to help anyone.
But she's
and she's like, la, la, la. And I'm just like, why can't I be like that?
Her daughter, Kate, has said, like, she's also famously diva-ish.
Good.
Like, Kate's like, they were asking her. So am I. She was on Ellen one time with her mom.
I want to be that.
I know, right? She was on Ellen with her mom, and they were talking about her growing up, and her mom, and Ellen, of course, she loves to make drama. She's like, so tell me one thing that you did that your mom doesn't know about when you were growing up. And she's like, oh God, and her mom's like, yes, tell me one thing that you did. She's like, okay, well, one time I stole your Ferrari. And she's like, Kate, and everything. She's like, I did. I stole your Ferrari. She's like, and I think her mom said something along the lines of, well, you could have just asked me and I would have let you take it. And Kate was like, Mother, you're so full of shit.
I would never be allowed
one
to touch
of your Ferraris if I even breathed on it.
You're like, what are you doing in the garage?
Yeah. She's like, so I had to steal it.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, it was funny.
At least she didn't steal her white leather dress and spill wine
But
on
I just
it.
thought it was funny because, Goldie Hawn is one of those people who has magically been able to keep herself, other than her relationship with Kurt Russell, out of her private life, very private.
Yes.
We don't know really where she lives. No. And I don't know.
No one cares either. That's
not really. But when Kate Hudson was talking about her fleet of Ferraris,
you're like, wait, what?
You're kind of like, wait a minute. Like, I didn't really think about all that all these years, but I bet you do. Because, between the two of them, how much money can they possibly have?
They're literal legends. They're literal legends.
They must be so wealthy.
Well, they own a winery.
Right. No,
and by the way, excellent wine.
I know. Yeah.
Excellent wine.
I've told people your story about Kurt's wine.
It's so freaking good. In fact, we tried to join the club during the pandemic.
Right.
We wanted to join the club because we're like, let's just join the club and have it shipped, because it was really hard, not easy to get.
Yeah, the one particular
you have
one
to
you
buy
guys
it on their website and all this stuff. So we thought we'd join the club, and the woman reached out, and it was all on email.
And they're like, we don't want your money.
It was all on email, and she said, I just want you to know that if you're joining the club to go to the club party, that's probably not going to happen this year because of the pandemic.
Right.
And we're like, we didn't even know there was a club party. We just want to order the wine, and we want it every 4 months. However we do that, we don't really care. And she's like, okay, are you sure? Because most people join to go to the party, because the party, you fly down to LA. Southern California. Yeah. Not even in LA.
Well, Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Montecito.
So you fly down to Southern California. You go to the hotel they have selected for you, and you stay there, and then they come and get you in a bus, and they take you to the property.
Because they don't want anyone to know where it is.
Because Goldie and
Kurt will be there.
Kurt are there, along with everybody's family and friends, and it's
many
a big
other
thing.
famous people, I'm sure.
I don't know about that, but it's just one of those things where it's not, they don't want media and all that garbage, because that's not who they are. This is not what this is about. Yes. And we're like, well, we didn't know any of that, actually. And we just really want the wine. I am not a fan of fangirling over celebrities. And I don't want to join a wine club. We've talked about
that before.
Simply to get a glimpse of Kurt Russell in person. Like, give me a break.
Sweaty hands.
I don't want to do that. No. I mean, if it happened naturally, that's one thing.
Right.
But I'm not going to pay to do that. And so
to be in their presence.
No.
Please.
So, I mean, no. And so anyway, we're like, no, for the 1,000th time. We don't want to do it. And so she's like, all right. So we joined the club. And then later she goes, okay, I'm confused. And we're like, what are you confused about? We just want your fucking wine. So he's like, because it just doesn't happen, apparently. People don't buy the wine just for the wine. They want this party that happens once a year. And then they cancel after the party. And I'm like, okay, never mind. And he goes, you know what? Never mind. We will just order the bottles on the website as we see fit. We'll try this.
Fine.
We'll try this another time. And she's like, okay, I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. And we're like, never mind. So he tells me this whole story. And I said, how much you want to bet that was Goldie?
No.
He's like, well, it could have been. I don't know, man. No. She was very confused. Why don't you want to meet anyone? We're like, we just want wine. We don't understand. Anyway.
No, it was some low-paid person.
Well, no, her name was like Esther or something. It was a very old woman who'd been working forever. But anyway.
She's doing them quite the disservice.
I just don't want your wine. I just want your wine. I don't want to meet you. Okay, and one other thing before we go. Do you have an ugly and awkward moment, by the way? I have one. It's kind of a near miss awkward moment.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So Valerie Bertinelli is divorced.
Yes.
And her ex-husband, Tom Vitale has gotten fat.
Oh, love it.
And I love it too, because when I found out that this man was telling Valerie Bertinelli, America's sweetheart from the 70s, obviously, that she was fat and lazy every day.
I know. We all did. We all wanted him dead.
I couldn't believe it.
I could believe it, but
I'm like, Valerie Bertinelli.
They were
lazy?
12 years.
Not to mention, she's never been tiny. She's an Italian woman who cooks. What do you want from this woman?
Well, what pisses me off about that...
And she's beautiful. What are you doing?
She's beautiful. And she works constantly.
To call someone lazy who's actively working 30 hours a day, I just couldn't even believe
constantly.
It.
Yeah.
I was out of my mind with rage.
She was the spokesperson for Weight Watchers the year they got married.
Oh, so she looked her best.
The best she's ever looked. Okay. But she had every incentive to do so. They were paying her a shit ton of money.
She lost 50 pounds.
That's a lot of weight to lose, especially if you're somebody who's struggled with your weight your whole life.
Yes,
it would be a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
It was the first time she'd put a bikini on and was photographed in it in 20 years.
And commercials, everything.
Yes.
Came out of the pool.
So, and then here comes this little fucking twit and he marries her.
He's like, oh, you're hot.
Yeah.
And you're Valerie.
So why did you marry her? Because she was hot at the time.
Yes.
And then, her weight fluctuates.
There is nothing better than seeing photos of him looking like a letter D. It pleases me so much.
So what I love about the way that marriage ended was like when Eddie Van Halen died, I think they were spending a lot of time together.
It was the trigger.
He was sick and he was like, look, I don't give a fuck what's happened. We had this amazing life and we have this beautiful child that we both they
worship
madly obsessed.
They are in love with their boy.
They remind me very
much.
Wolfie is everything.
Yes,
to both of them.
Yes,
and that is the thing when you have a child. Sometimes with another person, if you have that mad, passionate love for your child, that's mutual.
Yes,
nothing can. There, you will always have that bond.
That's right. That's right.
This unbreakable bond.
That's right.
So that's how it is for me and Jerry with our son. And I can totally see that with them.
Yes.
And so when he died, I don't know, I'm sure they had some private, intimate conversations about their life and their regrets. And what he hoped would, like, please do this for our child after I'm gone.
Right,
all the things you would say to someone when you know you're not going to be around anymore. And I think she was just like, you know what, I'm just done. Well, like, I'm not going to live one more moment of misery. Yeah. When the one person who understood me and loved me just died. And it's so interesting because I obviously had no one knew that their marriage was so terrible. No. Well, I'm sure they're maybe
their friends knew. But what was so interesting was like within a month or two, she filed for divorce after Eddie passed away. And I was like, oh.
Well, and the fact that she was with him when he died.
And his current wife. They were both there when he died. And of course their son. But it was funny because I'm like, you know what?
How would you feel though if you were the current wife and the love of your life and the mother of your child was also there when you were dying?
Based on how it was, it's the same thing with Bruce Willis.
They're weird though.
Yeah.
Jerry comes plopping in the other day and he's like, oh my God. He's like, Bruce Willis has dementia. And he said it like that. And I looked at him and I'm like, God.
In fact, his wife screamed at paparazzi and said, don't scream at Bruce alone. Leave him alone.
I'm like, okay, true.
He's trying to cross the street. And I'm like, why is he doing any of these things?
Because he's still lucid. He's not dead yet. He just got diagnosed. I mean, so he's not totally gone.
So what's going on? Anyway, my point is that I think that when someone's dying, and I've seen this in my own private life with other people that I know, you'd be amazed what you will let go to be together. No one should miss out. No, everybody just kind of put that shit aside.
I just can't see it happening for me. Like if my ex-husband was dying, who I adore, and he's such a good friend to me, and I will always love him.
Oh, I think you could absolutely be there.
I can't see his wife letting me do it.
Oh, no, you could. Absolutely.
I mean, I'd have to force my way.
You know why?
Basically.
Because you would be amazed what people do for children. And I think that's what happened. I really do. So with all that being said, Tom, keep on eating. Please get fat as fuck, you asshole. Yeah. We all hate you.
We all hate you. We hate the fact that he's getting alimony.
Verbal and mental abuse, you can fuck all the way off.
Well, I mean, and
anybody who's doing that to a woman, oh my God.
Especially using I mean, we all know how Valerie feels about, because first of all, this woman has been in Hollywood her whole life.
Oh yeah.
And the pressure, I can't even imagine.
And she's always had a weight problem.
That's what I'm saying. And so
as far as Hollywood's concerned,
as far as they're concerned, like what's considered,
they love to take pictures of fat actresses. It's their favorite thing. When they found Brigitte Fonda was incredibly obese, they were like, or Yasmin Bleeth.
Well, she's so unhealthy too, but yeah.
Oh my God. They were just like, look at the fatties. They used to be so hot. They were on posters and now look at them.
Like,
and I'm like,
my God,
why? Why are we doing this still?
I don't know. But I mean, Valerie, the thing is she has managed to stay working, despite the fact that she's 60. She has stayed working.
And she looks so good for her
She
age.
looks amazing. She's not a blemish-free person. Like she's had drug addictions and alcohol problems and infidelity and everything, but she has sheerly dodged all of these horrible things that ruin most people's careers, especially women.
Oh yeah.
And we all know how she feels about her weight. And if you've been in her situation, if you've ever struggled with your weight, if you haven't, Godspeed to you. I mean, it's just something that
some people struggle with being too thin.
That's true.
Yeah.
But if you
did too. When you were younger,
I did.
You hated it.
They used to call me an Ethiopian, and that is the worst.
They used to call me the fridge. Want to share? Want to switch?
Oh my God. Well, I didn't really like being called an Ethiopian either.
Here's the thing. You weren't ultra skinny and I wasn't ultra fat.
No, it was just cruel.
But people are mean.
Yes.
And that's the whole point.
So for her, it's obviously a trigger for her. It's obviously something that she struggles with, internally.
Absolutely.
And then to use that against you in a relationship that's supposed to be the safest place that you can be.
This is why, okay, and we'll end on this note. I'll give you my ugly and awkward moment after this, but we'll end on this note with this discussion.
Letter D you. D for Dick. Tom Vitelli, whatever your name is.
And I've completely lost my thought. God damn.
And not only is he a slug, now, thank God. But he's a freaking leech. Like he's literally leech. Like she had to give him money.
What kind of man demands alimony?
I'm like,
what kind of working career man, an attorney, demands alimony other than to be a complete asshole?
Because she's so incredibly wealthy.
Yes.
And yet he called her a slug and a pig and a
lazy
fat and lazy.
I just can't. I can't. How does that? Anyway.
She's having the last laugh.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And I love it. I'm so happy for her. Okay, so my ugly and awkward moment was Daryl was traveling a lot the last couple of weeks, and I was alone, and I was upstairs. And when I'm at home, I have these little bear claw slippers that I love to wear. They're leather with little fur inserts. It's and I only wear them in the house. I don't wear them anywhere like the youngsters do. But they're heavy bottomed. And so I was getting ready to go to bed, and I had taken them off. Now I was naked at the time. So I had taken off my slippers, and one kind of didn't come out smoothly. My foot didn't come out smoothly. So I kind of like readjusted, and I fell forward.
Oh no. And
my bedroom door was shut, and I was able to stop myself, but I would have hit the door handle hard.
Oh, like you were facing the door.
Yes. And I would have fallen hard into that door. If I hadn't broken the door, I would have really damaged my head.
Hurt yourself. Yeah.
Really hurt myself. I was alone and nude, and all I could think was...
That would have happened?
All I could think was, this is like that lady who was gardening by herself, and she stabbed herself with a tomato cage.
Oh, no.
And she had fallen forward because she was holding a tomato cage, fell forward and stabbed her head with one of the prongs, and was laying in her garden because she was alone. And
was she nude?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, what the hell?
Just me. I was nude. But I was like... I don't even know what would I do? It was like 9:00 at night, and I was alone, and I would have to call, if I could even surmise the way to dial 911 and drag myself downstairs to open the door. Like, what do we do? What happens? And I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't wear slippers in the house anymore.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be naked when you're alone.
Well, God forbid, I'm going to sleep.
I don't do it for so many different scenarios that go through my head. Fires, emergencies.
I know. And
heart attacks by someone.
I definitely have thought about those prospects when I'm alone. Like, I shouldn't not have clothes on because God forbid anything happens. I'm not equipped to dress quickly. I mean, the last time that I thought there was an emergency, I thought someone had gotten into our backyard, and I dressed quickly. I put my hoodie on backwards and I couldn't see. So, I mean, I might not be the person.
I agree with you on that one, but I just personally cannot. I think that we underestimate the level of panic that you have in a true emergency.
Yes.
Someone breaking into your house is horrifying, and it's one of my worst nightmares. However,
I know.
That being said, your house is big enough that you would probably have time to grab a cloak of some sort.
Anything.
By the time they actually made entry into the house.
Perhaps.
Most likely. I always think of natural disasters, like a fire.
Yes.
Where you're like, I don't give a fuck if I'm naked. I have to get out of this house. I'm going to die. Yes. So, exactly. Or an earthquake, it's happening and it happens in seconds and you don't have time to do anything.
It's true.
But save yourself. So I don't want to be that one where News 10 is out front.
And I'm like, hello.
And I'm in one of those yellow plastic tarps because that's what the fire department gave me when they pulled up.
They're like, this is all I have.
And you're literally there with a leaf holding it like, I was naked in my house.
They're like, who sleeps naked anymore? I'm like,
alone.
Well.
And your husband was out of town and you were okay. All right. You know what?
This is a whole other news story. We'll discuss this later. Take this tarp, you poor woman. And no one wants to see this, by the way.
No. Or a gas explosion, for your next door neighbor.
A gas explosion.
It happens.
I know. You know how many nightmares I've had of the gas station on the corner having an explosion? Mm-hmm. I'm terrified that's going to happen. We're too close. I hadn't even
thought of that.
We're so close.
With all the storms we've been having, and I think we talked about this in the last show, and have continued to be pelted with gallons of water.
Yes.
I am so afraid of a tree landing on me.
Yeah.
Your house is hella tall.
I saw...
mine is not. Mine is a one-story house.
I saw a redwood tree fall on the news. And I'm like, I thought those things never fell.
Oh, yes.
I've got 6 of them in my backyard.
I'm telling you. And like,
terrified. I'm like, oh no, they're going to fall. We're going to die.
Yes. The kind of weather we're having is unprecedented.
Whatever.
And so because it's unprecedented,
Always.
It's like our foliage and our leaves and trees, they're not used to this. They're like, okay, wait, all right, well, we're not really that rooted and you didn't know I was diseased. So now people are going to be watching the 6 o'clock news and be like, a woman in Fair Oaks was killed in her home last night when a 60-foot cypress tree landed. Fortunately, nobody else died. Like,
seriously.
People will be like, wow.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I want this to end.
Yeah, I'm ready for summer.
I'm depressed. I'm sick of it.
We're going to go from this to like 100 degrees. I told
Daryl, I said, you know what? I would take 100 degrees over this any day.
Yeah,
any day.
I don't want to hear the word drought for at least 2 years.
Oh, well, get over it because we're still in a drought.
Okay.
Somebody said, oh, I guess this means, some reporter or some journalist said, yes, people are saying, well, I guess this means we're out of the drought. Funny thing, we're not. It's a lot bigger than you think. And I'm like, I think you're lying.
Oh, God, we've been in a drought since like 1981.
Yeah. And it's always been like this.
Yes.
It's never not been like this.
Yeah, we're always.
So I'm like, what? Drought schmout, whatever.
It's all a conspiracy.
The lakes are huge.
I'm convinced that there is a water conspiracy in California.
Everyone's lying to us.
They are. They're lying to us about gas. They're lying to us about water.
I said something the other day.
El Nino is not real.
This is how you know you're getting old. I said to my son the other day, I said, now I'm not somebody who believes in conspiracy theories.
I don't.
However, and he goes, Mom, no.
Why, does he believe or doesn't believe?
No, he's like, God. Because it's just all kinds of things. I'm just like, Tyler, you really need to start an IRA account, blah, 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 because there may not be Social Security. And I'm going through all this stuff. He's like, oh, you think I'm going to retire? That's funny. You think that I'll be able to retire? No,
cute.
That's not how that works. We'll be working till we die. Death is my retirement. I'm like, what? No, it isn't. You'll get to retire. He's like, no one's going to retire. We just we're just on the wheel till we croak. And I went,
God.
Well, that makes sense.
Well,
you're probably right.
It might be true because now they're even saying that like I might not even be able to draw that will really piss me off because I had my first job since I was 15.
You're like, hey man,
I had put work. Do you know how many old people have benefited? Yes.
For everything.
Probably more.
Because I had to put up with you.
Yes. So, I mean, I will be annoyed if I can't count on that money.
I'm telling you what. All right. Well, that's the show. I believe this is the St. Patrick's Day weekend. So we hope you're enjoying your green beer. And I'll be making brisket.
I am too.
Corned beef.
I don't make corned beef because Trey hates it.
Oh, so you make brisket?
I do. But I might make like a little side thing.
Daryl... Yeah, that's good.
For myself.
Yes, because it's very good. Daryl bought, we went to a local butcher and they have apparently this world famous corned beef that they make every year. They're like, come and get it. We sell out. And Daryl's like, we're going. And we drove down there and he bought some. So I'll be preparing that.
Yum.
And then all the boiled potatoes, all the things.
Oh my God, I love it.
All the things. It's my favorite. I love it.
Mine too. And actually that's the one kind of food that's actually goes with our heritage.
A bit.
A little.
Yes.
I mean, there must be some Irish in us somewhere.
A little. It's mostly Scot and English.
Yeah.
But a lot of Mexican.
Yeah. I know.
But yes, we definitely have some European roots. For sure. No doubt.
Well, I mean, God, we're like pale. We're like albinos.
Well, Swedes. We're Swedish.
Yes.
Very Swedish.
It sucks because it's like, how can I have this much Mexican in me and I'm still this fucking white?
Yeah, well, thanks, Mom.
No one believes me when I tell you.
No more Jello for me, Ma.
So true. But I love me some sauerkraut and some.
Oh.
You don't like it?
No.
Well, it goes with that whole food.
I tried kimchi and I've tried sauerkraut. I hate both.
Why?
I don't like the taste.
I was going to say, is it the taste? Is it the texture?
It's not the texture. I don't mind that
cabbage.
And you know what? I love cabbage in a salad. Like crunchy, super crunchy, fresh.
I love cabbage.
But I don't like it stewed. I don't like it pickled.
Fermented bean paste.
I can't
love kimchi. In fact, I just bought some. The spicier, the better.
Daryl and I were so hungry the other night. It was like 9:30 at night. And he's like, well, our options are limited.
Yeah.
And I said,
Jack in the Box.
Our sushi joint's open till 11.
Which one? Must tell.
Arigato.
Sunomo? Oh,
Arigato. Okay. He goes, oh my God, you're right. So we made an order, came back, and we just inhaled sushi at like 10:30 at night. It was the best sushi ever.
So my son's going through a sushi phase. I'm so grateful.
Oh, that's so nice.
But the other day, we were home and we were starving and Jeff was at school and I ordered Jack in the Box. Oh my God.
Did you inhale it?
And Jerry couldn't even speak. I think he snorted a couple times. But it was so shocking to me because he doesn't eat anything. We've talked about his palate, and I was just like, I was side-eyeing him, and he was the one that was like all day long. I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. Do you want to go to lunch or something? And he's like, I don't know. Like, and then he would like wander off, and then we wouldn't go. I don't know. You know how that is? And then the next thing you know, it's like 2 hours later, and you're literally like, I'm eating my own tongue. I'm so hungry.
Eat something.
Yes. I'm like dying. Like at this point, I'm going in the pantry. I'm like, I'll have a piece of bread. Fine. Like I'm so hungry.
I guess I'll eat these nuts.
Yeah.
God.
So it was like one of those. So I'm like, you know what? What am I doing? I'm like,
I'm an adult.
Yes.
Order whatever I want.
So I just ordered it, and I've never seen him eat that way before. And I'm like,
so Jack in the Box is good.
I'm like, you have sat here for 6 hours
and not said a word,
starving, and not saying a word. I've asked you to go eat. Let's go to lunch. Let's blah blah whatever. You haven't. You're like, I'm not interested. I get this food, and you act like you haven't eaten in a month. You're like,
he's like those kittens that shake when they eat.
Oh my god, he was inhaling this food. I'm like, and you were happy to just continue to sit here had I not ordered this
crazy
6,000 calorie
by
meal.
the way, not to completely change. Daryl and I went to Morton's for the first time ever last week.
I don't think I've been there.
It's just the steakhouse.
Yeah.
He had been to the Morton's down in Burbank, and he's like, "Oh my god, you would love it. It's so good. It's a old school classic steakhouse."
Yeah.
I'm like, every like 5 years, I crave a steakhouse dinner. I don't know what it is. It's so crazy
because it's so good.
It is really good. So we went. And we sat down, and it's first of all, it was way more crowded than I anticipated. And
you guys are going on like Friday night or something?
Huge, yeah. We went on a Friday night.
Well,
we went like 8 o'clock at night, thinking, oh, it'll die down, but no, it was slammed. And so we sat down. We got a great waitress or server, I should say. And so we ordered all the tradition. We got oysters on the half shell. We got crab cakes. We got, all the traditional
everything
stuff.
That sounded delectable.
Yeah, we got ribeyes and gratin potatoes and mushrooms and spinach, all the things.
Oh my god, yum!
Is your mouth? My mouth was watering.
Oh yeah, because I have a reservation at a very coveted restaurant in San Francisco that I had to wait till June to go to. So
how nice.
All of the things you're listing are on their menu. But
what restaurant?
House of Prime Rib.
That sounds amazing.
Have you not been there?
No.
I thought for sure you and Daryl would be like, oh my god, yes, Stephanie, you're gonna love it. Oh my god.
We don't go to the city that often, actually.
Well, this particular, it's exactly what you're describing. Has been there since like 1945.
Oh my god, I bet it's so fucking good.
And it's original. It's literally made reservations, and I could not get a reservation until the end of June.
I have heard of that place.
Yeah,
but I've never been to it.
Everybody who's anybody who Anthony Bourdain has eaten there.
Okay.
Like everybody.
It's iconic.
It's the place. Yes.
So anyway, we went, and I took one bite of my prime rib, and I was like, when you get a really good, well-made steak,
yes,
it's so hard to get.
Oh my god!
And then when you make it, you're like,
it never tastes like that.
No, and don't get the fillets.
No,
get the ribeye.
Get something with a bone.
Get something with bone. Get bone in. Fat. Get fatty. It is just,
especially if you're going to go out and do it like Martin's or whatever.
God, yeah, so good. Anyway,
the problem with those dinners is they're so large and portion size.
Oh my god, it was the biggest piece of meat I've ever seen,
and everything is so filling and huge.
And I'm not a fan of taking home. I'm trying really hard to get away from the doggy bag thing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to eat what I eat, and then I just leave the rest. But a steakhouse like this, you can't do it.
Oh my god, no!
You get so much food. It's like enough for 4 people,
and you don't know what to do. You're like, okay, so I really don't want to take this home because most likely it's going to end up in the trash anyway. Because who's going to reheat this and eat it tomorrow? Maybe Daryl.
I love leftovers. I eat leftovers for breakfast. It's my favorite thing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with it. But I'm trying to go to places where there's not a lot of big servings. I just want to eat and then
enough to eat your dinner
and then leave and be done with it.
It's impossible.
But
because we're Americans.
But when you get this much steak,
I agree.
I had to take it home.
Yeah. So next time you get a chance, Google House of Prime Rib.
I'm going to.
There are billions of YouTube videos.
Oh my god!
And
how exciting!
Yeah, I'm super excited. Jerry is beyond excited.
It's
we made a reservation. We're driving down on us. It happens to be a holiday weekend. We're driving down on a Sunday. We got our favorite room at the Argonaut. I'm so excited. And then we Monday is our actual reservation.
Fun.
Monday evening. So, and then we're staying the night because we know we're going to be way too full.
It'll be so full.
Yeah, we're even going to take an Uber so we can drink.
Oh man, this sounds like a dream come true.
It does sound like a dream come true. I'm super, 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 super excited.
I love having plans like that.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about having plans, especially, we're talking about a weekend. This is not like we're not going over to Maui.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Daryl and I have a goal this year from August to August, started last August to this August, we're trying to find 25 restaurants we've never been to.
Oh, for sure.
And we thought for sure we were like, oh, we've done that. We've nailed it. No, we've done like 11.
Yes.
We have so many restaurants. We've got to, so we're like, okay, we got to figure this out. Yeah. We got to map it out.
See, I don't even know how I came across this. Oh, I know what it was. I was watching Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations, because I
love that show.
Yeah. You know how sometimes you'll DVR a show and then they won't air an episode of it forever?
Yes.
And you kind of forgot that you DVR'd it. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, hey, No Reservations is in my DVR because they finally aired an episode.
Yes.
So it had been like 8 or 9 months since they'd aired an episode of No Reservations.
And then suddenly
it popped up and it was a San Francisco issue. And I was like, I gotta watch it. I'm watching it and Jerry's like watching them eat this giant slab of meat.
You're all, where's that?
And Anthony's taking a bite. He goes, it smells like it died screaming. And I was like, oh, this is my kind of place.
Perfect.
So, yeah, when Jerry started, of course, let him get an ear. And he's always hungry. Always.
Apparently.
Yeah,
but he won't eat.
He's ravenous. So, yeah, he's all in it. We're super excited.
I can't wait. You're going to have to give us a review.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah, I'm at that point where I'm like, because I saw this the other day. Some guys like, you know what? People who like video the sunset or they video the mountains or they're overlooking the ocean and they're videoing. He's like, stop videoing. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Take it in with your brain, with your eyes. You know, do I want to do that and capture the moment in video so that I can look at it later on? Or do I want to just like put all the phone shit away and just like
100%
live in the moment?
I'm like that. I love it. People always get mad because whenever we go out and do things with other friends,
I get mad because you don't put anything on social media.
I'm sorry.
And if you do, it's a landscape photo.
I know.
Always.
What's funny
there's
is
no human beings in it.
Like we went to Napa with like five other people. There's not one proof of evidence that we were with
photo
that anybody was there or that
this
we
shows
did
your
anything.
proof because we talked about it.
And well, no, I know, but I meant photographic proof.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And what's funny is we went with someone who is like, we must take a picture together. We must have a selfie, blah, blah, blah. Every time they're just like, how come we didn't do anything? And I'm like, we were in the moment.
You were actually having a good time.
We were having a good time. Yeah. And we didn't need to show proof that we were doing the thing. And I'm all in on that myself.
Yeah.
But I do want to hear your verbal reviews.
Well, I will do my
review.
I will. And usually what I do on those trips, because it'll just be the three of us, which I love because I just do it.
Yeah.
It forces my son to spend time away from his electronics and with us. And when everybody's relaxing, that's one of the reasons why I always get a suite, because we need space after. Mostly me. I'm like, I need somewhere to go
you
when
need
you
to detox.
Are not. Yeah, like in those little twin, I'm like, that's just so close. Like I can smell your air. I can't, so when Jerry will be in the living room doing his thing. Jeff will be in the bedroom doing his thing. And I'm kind of free to do whatever I want. That's when I'll start taking videos and pictures.
Yes.
I'll walk out to the balcony and do my photos.
Beautiful.
Go live on Facebook for like 30 seconds.
Stunning. Oh God, you're so brave. I would never.
Not with myself in it.
Oh, okay.
I'll just talk.
Yeah.
But you won't see me.
Or just show yourself.
Every once in a while I'll be like, all right, see, yep, that's it. Like 5 seconds.
You're brave. I would never.
But the filters they have are unbelievable nowadays.
Have you tried the bold glamour filter on TikTok?
I've never posted a TikTok.
No, but you can still try the filter and not post on it.
I'm so scared that I'm actually going to hit something by accident.
I know, but you should do it because
and then everybody would be like, "Oh my God!" She was a glimpse of 70. She's like, nostrils flared,
or you're looking down and you got your glasses on and you have oily hair,
and there's like 75 chins,
and you're like, "What the hell was that?"
That's all you can see is my neck.
There's nothing more humbling than
your neck.
Turning on your camera and seeing your neck from the
oh my God.
The ground
In
up.
fact.
I'm
telling you, I have literally flipped my phone over and like felt with my finger just so that if it accidentally flashes on my face.
You don't want to offend yourself?
Because I've been horrified so many times. I'm like,
when I look at that, I'm like,
look like that?
I'm like, how am I loved? How do people even allow me to exist in their presence when are they being nice to me because they feel bad?
Serious.
Am I the whale? Like, I don't understand. It's so horrifying.
I look like a linebacker.
The phones are the most humbling experience.
Oh my God. So true.
When I'm just like, I'll be sitting there in the morning drinking my coffee and I'll accidentally hit my camera and I'll see myself with glasses, oily hair, and a hoodie or whatever on and no makeup. And I'll be like, holy shit.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Or that first look in the morning when you go in the bathroom and you turn the light on. After you've been walking around for 2 hours in the kitchen and like Daryl's seen you.
Oh, dude.
And then you go and you're like, my God.
One time I did that and I turned to Daryl and I said, what is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I look like shit. I am embarrassing. I am a sight to behold. He's like, I think you look nice. I'm like, you're dumb.
My God. That's wonderful. I have sat around in my pajamas till 3:00 in the afternoon.
One time I wore a robe till 2:00 and I'm like, what am I doing?
I know. And then then when you start feeling, you're like, I am disgusting. Like I can't stand myself anymore.
I need to bathe. I need to put my shit together.
Get some clothes on. Yeah. But yet my husband, if he's not showered and in regular clothes by 7:30, I'm looking at him like, you swine. How long are you going to be lazy? And
okay, Tom.
You just sit here all day and like not do anything.
Just start calling him Valerie.
Like,
just like,
you
hey,
didn't
Valerie.
get dressed till 3:30 yesterday, Stephanie. I'm like, yes, well, I look good all the time though.
Apples and oranges.
And then I go in the bathroom. I'm like, oh.
Yes. I'll walk in and be like, holy shit. I'm like, and I come out and I'm like, I am offended that you haven't said anything to me about my vision, but the way I look right now.
Care. It's amazing.
You know what?
It is just unbelievable.
And that's fine because whenever I put myself together, I'm doing it for me. I never do it to look good for anybody else. So I guess it's fair.
True.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah, I know.
He's probably looking going, well, she thinks she's fine and she's going to rock it.
The level of hypocrisy that I practice is so offensive.
Fine.
That I just cannot. I mean, I come up to my son and I kiss him in the morning, like after he's been in his room for a while and be like, you smell like a dirty little shoe.
Get in the shower.
And he's just like, I don't care. I love my shoe smell.
Kids are disgusting, by the way. Children are so disgusting. They're always sticky. They have dirty little fingers.
Jerry's like...
They're always sweaty at some point.
He left for school the other day. Jerry comes home. I never use their...
Even babies, by the way.
Oh, baby.
You know what? Here's something that I could never understand. How do babies who can't even walk or talk have dirty hands? How does that happen?
Because they touch everything.
How? How do they get dirty fingernails? Like what? How? You don't do. You literally exist to do nothing right now. You are like a little lump of clay. Yeah. Why are you dirty? How does this happen?
How do you get dirty? Well, human beings in general do get dirty.
You get dirt in your hands? Like you haven't done anything.
Well, or you pick up dust bunnies from the floor and just keep eating your tacos.
Eat tacos.
Oh my God.
Strange.
Yeah. So my son, I know the show's over. My son.
Yeah.
Went to school the other day. I don't use their bathroom ever. Like rarely. I'll go in there to like do a quick peek in the mirror if someone's at the door or something like that because it's closest. But other than that, I do not use it. So I'm on the couch. I'm doing my thing. Jerry comes back. He goes and he's like, wow, I guess you had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, right? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? You know, like immediately like, yeah, you're so funny. And he's like, well, there's a giant log in the bathroom in the hall. I go, well, I can assure you that it wasn't me.
And even if I'm like, no world, in no universe,
ever,
no alternate universe,
unless you
ever
find
be a thing.
Passed out with my pants down around my ankles, having a literal heart attack in that bathroom. That did not happen.
And my bowels released because I'm dying.
Thank you. Because that bathroom, no. So, yeah, he's like, well, I'm like, well, maybe Jeff had a little pebble or something. He's like, no, it was a log. And I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so Jeff gets home from school.
I'm gonna throw up.
He handled it. Jeff gets home from school, and I'm like, Dad said he found a log in the toilet in the bathroom this morning. Did you go to the bathroom before school? And he's like, no. I mean, like his immediate reaction is to lie. Like not even a hesitation. Not even a second did he go say no.
He doesn't want to deal with your.
He's like, no, like whatever it is, no, I didn't do it. You know,
I didn't do it.
So I'm like. I go, well, he said it was giant, Jeff, and it took him like 3 flushes to get it down. And he's like, oh, yeah, I did. I forgot to flush. And he just laughed like it was the funniest thing. Like, oh, yeah. Like he legit forgot he did it.
How do you forget to flush poo? Children.
Especially when it's like 2 feet long.
I can't.
This is repulsive, but this is the life of a boy.
Boys are gross. You are 100% correct. They're disgusting.
Yeah. It's just been a while since you've had to deal with.
You know what? Everybody keeps telling me I'm going to miss it. You're like, you're going to miss it when they're all older and, you know, you're alone. And like, I've seen, you know, women going, this is my house. No one lives in it. I'm all by myself now. And I'm like,
clean all the time.
Yeah.
I always have food in the house.
Yeah. And I'm like, what part am I missing?
Yeah. When am I going to start?
Because so far, you know, when you miss it, when your kids don't talk to you anymore.
Yeah, that's
well, guess
true.
what? My kids talk to me all the time.
Constantly.
So I'm in the phase of loving them being older and not wiping asses and washing skid underwear.
You.
It's amazing.
I've put that job on Jerry now.
I don't miss it.
He didn't understand the seriousness of it until I made it his job.
Good.
And now he does.
Good.
And he's like, he reminds me of Mr. Mom of what's his name? Keaton, Michael Keaton and Mr. Mom, when he would put on rubber gloves
to do anything
and goggles and all of that. Cause I'm like, you just don't know the level of disgusting things that I have done that I do silently. I don't tell anybody. I don't complain about it.
How do you
just
think those
my
things,
life.
They come out crystal clean.
So now he's like, I'm like, look, if you're, because he kept washing. He didn't understand why I would never wash Jeff's underwear with any other laundry.
Oh, okay.
It literally is a load of its own.
Yeah.
Nothing else gets washed with Jeff's underwear but his underwear. And he started to mix and match them with like towels and his own clothes. What? I'm like, you smell like a turd. Like, what is going on? And then I would see the underwear mixing with the towels. I was like, if you do this, I will murder you if you do this again. So I'm like, look, you want to know why? Let me tell you why. Let me look. So I was making a pile of underwear in the garage because they can't even be in the house.
Oh, wow.
And finally, so he's like, fine, I'll do it. So he started doing, so now he literally has a putty knife and a hose in the garage.
Stephanie, have we ever decided to address the issue with the child?
I address the issue, yes. So, but the problem is that when he tries to correct, when I tell him, you know, when we have these discussions, he will clog the toilet with an entire roll of toilet paper.
You got to get those baby wipes.
You just can't.
A lot of men use baby wipes.
Yeah. Dude wipes.
Yeah, well, or just baby wipes in general.
Yeah, I was going through those like by the gallon, so.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
It's almost over.
You know, he
just turned 11.
You're right.
You're
just winding around the corner.
He's still little, but at the same time, he's just starting to care about.
He's gonna figure it out. His asshole will be clean one day.
Yeah,
it will be.
Well, Veronica and I have had this conversation. She's like, I don't think that's true. She goes, I think I'm always going to be dealing with dirty underwear and wiping asses.
Do you know that I would have broken up with Daryl if he was a shit skid person?
Oh my God,
as a man.
Yeah, that reminds me of that Sex and the City episode where she's like, I'm dating shit skid guy.
Oh my God. No, you're not. Break up immediately. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So what is your take on washcloths?
Use them or not use them?
Well, just in general. Yeah. I have a loofah that I use because I think it's important to exfoliate your skin with something.
Yeah, I agree. I will do a puff. I know those can be controversial, but I do
whatever. Yeah, but mine dry out. They're not harboring.
I just throw them away. Yeah, I get new ones. Fine. They're like $1. Yeah.
I literally get new ones like every couple of months. But anyway, so Daryl is not a washcloth person.
Yeah, me either.
He's just we
own them.
We do too. But they were for children or whatever. So the other day I get in the shower and there's a really gross old washcloth hanging in the shower. And I'm like, what fresh hell is this?
And I wouldn't want to touch it because it's like, what was this used for? And why
exactly.
is it here?
So I took my old set of eyebrow tweezers and I flung it out of the shower. I'm like, that's all I'm going to do with it. I'm going to leave it. It ended up in the bathtub. I'm like, well, that's where it will stay.
Until I asked Daryl, like, why was that washcloth in the shower? Because I didn't put it there.
So then I get out of the shower. I go, why the fuck was there a ghetto ass blue raggedy old washcloth in my shower?
And no one uses washcloths of the people who use this shower.
The rest of us use puffs that we replace regularly. And I go, why, what? And anything new, when a man is old and he starts a new habit, you have to wonder. You worry. You have to be concerned.
Definitely.
And so he goes, well, my hands were really dry and I needed to like exfoliate them and I needed to like do that. And I'm like, I don't believe you because that's a dumb thing you're saying. Number one. Number two.
And God, if you were trying to hide something that was embarrassing.
Right.
Take the evidence with you.
Throw it away.
I never would have known the washcloth was in or that you were doing anything if you wouldn't have left it there. Did you think I was not immediately going to notice this washcloth?
I see everything. And so I said, sure, Jan. Sure you were. Your hands were dry. Okay. And he's like, what? He goes, you think that I would leave a washcloth in there if I had my ass all over it? I'm like, I 100% believe that, yes. I go, I was thrilled that it was actually hung up. Because I don't know where it would have ultimately ended up.
Hopefully it got rinsed before it got hung up.
I don't want to care. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that it's still in the bathtub. No one has moved it, which means he either doesn't want to move it because he didn't use it for his hands, or he just didn't notice. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
both are options.
Like, how long is that washcloth going to sit in the tub? Because I'm not going to pick it up.
Oh, I have done that experiment with him for everything.
And it just lasts forever. Like they never
Soda
do it.
cans, dirty dishes,
water bottles,
clothes, water bottles, shoes, all the things.
And then every time I say something, I'm like, when did you think you were going to pick that up? I was going to. When?
I was just going to do it.
Oh, it's been there for a week. It has not been there for a week. It has been there for 6 days, 2 hours, and 13 minutes.
And I was just sitting
I have been charting it.
And then in my house, I always get, well, what about your things? I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal. You don't pick up my things. I pick up my things.
That's what I say.
So apparently I pick up all the things.
I pick up my things and your things.
Isn't that crazy?
So I have the right to say something. God. Oh my God.
It's so funny that nothing is really unique or unusual.
Oh my God. When he says that to me, like, what about you? What about your stuff? Nothing pisses me off
Do you know how many heterosexual women right now are going, oh, my life.
I'm telling you.
God.
Well, I mean, this is this exact conversation about the shower thing. Like,
yeah.
I will be sitting there funky and with the most disgusting clothes that I own that are barely even clothing. They're such rags. With my hair in a messy bun, maybe or may not have brushed my teeth at this point. And I'm looking at Jerry like, you're the most disgusting thing ever. Are you ever going to shower? And here I am with flies around me. And I'm like, I'm fine.
Like, I don't know, Pigpen. What are you going to do? What do you plan on running outside in the backyard? Rinsing off in the rain? It's so funny. The hypocrisy.
It's so true, though.
It's the hypocrisy
Poor
for me.
Jerry. I mean, he just can't win. Like this morning, he's like, well, I guess my middle name is asshole. That's all I know.
Slither away.
Bye.
That's so funny. Anyway, all right.
Go cough somewhere.
The show is over. Thank you for listening. We will see you in